What's up everyone, this is Demon Ninja 1133 coming to you again with another video. This time we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z gaming history, what we have seen in the past and what we have now, and what we expect to see in the next DBZ game as fans. And I'm also going to be discussing a very, very good topic here, because I was on YouTube recently, the past couple of days. I was checking out this one guy's project for a possible new DBZ game for next year, Raging Blast 3. We don't know if it's going to be called Raging Blast 3 or not, but it's going to be something for all hardcore fans of Dragon Ball Z, I myself included. Now, from what I've seen so far in Dragon Ball, in terms of its history, from the beginning of the PS2 games all the way up till now on the 360 and PS3, they had its ups and downs. With the Budokai series, they did a fantastic job on improving the graphics, the gameplay, and making the story a little longer in some cases, but there was also some flaws about it too. Like in Budokai 2, the story mode, as we all know, is like one big game board, which is kind of messed up. But at the same time, it's actually pretty cool because you could manipulate the story into however you see fit. Yet at the same time, if you don't collect the Dragon Balls, you don't get all the specific stuff for a certain character. Like, example, on the Planet Namek stage, you have Goku, Gohan, and Krillin as your playable characters. You put Krillin up against Frieza, you let him die. Goku becomes a Super Saiyan. Do that, he doesn't get that power. But if you collect all the Dragon Balls, you can get the breakthroughs for all the other characters. It's randomized, yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of worth it. I mean, it just depends on how you want to play it. And that brought up something, and up until recently, I never realized that because of that kind of story mode, it brought up so many possibilities of a customized hero and how that hero could influence the whole Dragon Ball universe. Now, in my opinion, like I'm sure we all wanted a hero creator, a little character creation thing since Budokai 2, as some people have put out. And have discussed. Like, I think Omega 2040 did the same about that. I don't know, I don't really remember. But I think I might have heard something about saying it. I don't know. Now, moving on to Budokai 3, they redid the story to where it had a little better touch. The gameplay was smoother, it was better, and the attacks and gameplay was just awesome. Like, the Dragon Rush, I thought that was good, but it did have its flaws too. Like, considering every character had the same kind of moves, they didn't integrate it to where whatever character you were, depending on what kind of type they were, they had specific types of moves. And they were the same thing. Like, the only ending, like every ending was just random or different for each character. Some characters, same. Like Videl, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fusion. And they come up behind at the end of Dragon Rush and just nail your opponent in the gut. And then just kick him to the ground right in the spine. Others, it's just a barrage of energy waves hurling at them at the ground. For Cell, Frieza, and Cooler, it's just a death beam barrage. And for some other characters like Gotenks, Goku, Vegeta, and I don't know who else. I think Gotenks Boo, they have like a Dragon Rush ender. Like Final Flash, Warp Kamehameha, and Galactic Donut. But that's what I've seen. They have a nice character roster too, I have to admit. But some of the characters are a little annoying to find, like Omega, for one. Sometimes you forget how to get Omega Shenron in the story mode and whatnot, which is tedious. It's just as it's tedious to complete the story mode for every other character for Dragon Universe, including Oob, to get Dragon Arena. I don't know if you got get Oob and complete his story to get it. I don't remember. Now on to Tenkaichi. Now on to Budokai Tenkaichi. As we have seen in the Tenkaichi series, gameplay has shifted a lot. It did go. It went from a 2D fighter to a full-blown 3D environment fighter. Yeah, where you can move, where you can free roam around the entire battlefield, fight, right? And if you wanted to go for like distance stuff, you can you can both go back to either side of the battlefield and come in full force with either a hand-to-hand struggle, like one of those little burst fight clashes, or stay a long distance and fire off a beam, like Kamehameha or Gallic Gun. In Tenkaichi 1, the attacks were like a punch with just a lot of kick to them. They had the devastating look, just not the devastating effects to it. Now in Budokai 2, that changed a bit. It had it for some attacks. Then BT3 came around. Every attack had it. Barrage attacks, beatdowns, those are rushes. There's beams and ultimates. Basically everything had at least a painful feel. And they made it to where the controls were smoother, but not that smooth. Now, on to the next gen stuff. From Burst Limit and on. When Burst Limit came out, the gameplay was fluid, it was quick, it was nice. It went back to a 2D fighter like in Budokai, but it was like a more better redone of Budokai 1 in my opinion, in some cases. Like in terms of gameplay, I'm making the attacks feel more painful, but it was like it was taken off the PSP, put in HD graphics, and bam, on the 360 and PS3. Hey, the attacks were done the same, everything. I don't know, I never played the Shin Budokai games, but they're basically the PSP versions of Budokai 3. Then comes Raging Blast. Great turn for the Dragon Ball universe in the next gen consoles. Well, instead of making another Burst Limit, which didn't do too well, why do that and go on to something else? Well, hence Raging Blast. Great character roster, great graphics, amazing soundtrack, a full-blown story mode that you can choose however to start, or from wherever you want to start. Which also brings up another issue for the character creation. In Raging Blast 1, the story mode, you could choose whatever saga you wanted to start with. Then get your favorite characters sooner. Like for me, I started with Bardock, then I guess I went to Broly saga to get Broly. Oh yeah. Or What If to get the Broly, to get the powers of Broly and everything. Because let's face it, Broly's one of my favorite characters. He's one of my best. None of that. And in Raging Blast, you had more game modes. You had like a full-blown set of games for a game with only 3.5 gigabytes worth of memory. Now, in Raging Blast 2, they nerfed it. They nerfed all the gameplay down. You had less gameplay. You had less gameplay options. You had Battle Zone, Galaxy Mode, which is I guess a story mode, if you would, for the game. It's the main mode for Raging Blast 2. Then there's Versus and Tournament Online. That's it. Now the upside to Galaxy Mode, you had to play as every character in the game and took their side of the story and fought how they fought and how they should have ended it if they won on the fight, like Bojack against Gohan, Broly against everyone, that whole thing. The graphics were amazing, the attacks were brutal, and some of the transformations, like Cooler, for example, was finally done right, and going back to Raging Blast, they finally did freezes right. It wasn't just a simple little charge and bam. Not a simple charge and quick metamorphosis. It was a full-blown change. And it's just like how he did in the show. Now they did it for Cooler. And they redid it better for 13. Now, in both games they added Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and Broly. But in Raging Blast 2 they added not just them, but they also added Vegeta's younger brother Tarball and super Tuffle, an artificial super life form called Hatchiak that's composed of all the hatred and of all the past enemies like Turles, Slug, Frieza, and Cooler. That the Saiyans have killed, which is ironic because Turles is a Saiyan. You think Hatchiak would want to feed off his anger or hatred towards Goku and his gang, but that brought up a lot of things. And that was like the only other good thing about Raging Blast 2, that little short special about Hatchiak. Then comes Infinite World. It's a cheap remake of Budokai 3, plain and simple. Just with cutscenes, a big map to walk on, mini games, which was a nice touch actually. Yeah, I thought that was nice, but it didn't need it, in my opinion. It was a cheap remake of Budokai 3, plain and simple. The graphics were the same, the attacks were the same, everything was the same, just a few differences. No hyper mode, no Dragon Rush, and the lip sync and cutscenes were pathetic. And now we come to Ultimate Tenkaichi, the latest installment from last year, which in my opinion was a very good installment. Sure, the character roster wasn't all that big, but the customization for Hero Mode was very limited and sucky, but it didn't matter. It was their first time putting Hero Mode in after who knows how long, so I can give them a break on that. And, I mean, I'm a hardcore DBZ fan, and I can appreciate their work, but I'm getting to the point to where I'm tired of seeing the same thing over and over again, just with a few changes. And in my opinion, it's really starting to get really old. Which brings me up to this point here. What's coming up now? Now, so far we have seen gameplay footage and trailers for Dragon Ball Z Connect and Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection, and only one of those is worth buying in my opinion, and that's the HD Collection. I think the DBZ Connect game, and as I have heard from my friend Trevax, who I'm going to talk about here in a little bit, that DBZ Connect is not for the hardcore fans, or just for like the regular fans of the series. And in my opinion, if it didn't matter, I'm pretty sure some of the hardcore fans would just get the game just to get the Super Saiyan Bardock ability for it. Because let's face it, Bardock and Super Saiyan equals a whole lot of publicity. Now we come to a little quick thing about, well, actually there's no point in explaining the Budokai HD collection. It's just Budokai done in HD. They did the same thing with the Metal Gear series and God of War, and Ratchet and Clank. Now, no one else did that for Devil May Cry. Now now going back to talking about Trevax, he's been working for the past couple of years now, making his own Dragon Ball Z game that us fans want to see. You don't believe me? You can go to his DeviantArt page. It's Nostal/Trevax, or go to his YouTube page and check out some of the fan wishes that he has designed, and from what we want to see. And there's some discussion videos here on YouTube that actually talk about it. And in my opinion, and I'm sure with everyone that's seen his work so far, we want to see this kind of game. We want to see Namco Bandai make this game. And we are hoping to God that they take his vision and his designs and put them into a full-blown game, because he has done an amazing job on it. I can't say he has done a horrible job, because he has done amazing. Well, that's all I got to say for now. I might come back later and talk about his project for Raging Blast 3 more, but, well, we'll just have to see. Later.